Hello there, folks. Hey, this is Joe Wazoo here. Got a really cool video today. I'm doing an interesting thing. I'm using a DA70 with a cell modem sled, acting as an OPC UA server, and then I have a G09 redline HMI somewhere else, acting as an OPC client that is polling the DA70. And so, got that running right now, and it's actually live data. I'm showing that right here in the web page. This is the web page of the local DA70 that's here, and this is the web page of a G09 somewhere else that's pulling this thing, so forth. So you do notice up here that the IP address is local. That's okay. I can also look at the cell modem sled. But anyway, let me go ahead and show you what I'm doing here. So if I go to the DA70 program and see device configuration, I've got set up for Wi-Fi in here, nothing big. Go to communications, and in communications down here in OPC UA Server, I've got that enabled here. I haven't done anything else in here, changes wise, nothing. And I'm not doing anything on the network tab. I do want you to notice the port number is 4840. That is the defined standard for OPC UA, so kind of remember that. Public data, and here's the tags that I'm currently monitoring on here. Temp 1, temp J2, and then I got seconds. And just so you guys know, these tags are coming from a mix card where I've got on analog input 1, I've got it set as type J thermocouple, and analog 2 is also a type J. So those two tags, 1 and 2, are actually coming from thermocouples that are plugged into the DA70 right here. And then I also created another tag here just for giggles on the DA70 that will show the current seconds that are on that unit. So I'm sharing all three of these tags via the OPC UA here. So I got that here. The other thing here in the DA70 that you got to do, because I'm going over the cell modem connection, and on the cell modem connection, that is untrusted traffic. So in that case, down here in the firewall settings and untrusted traffic, if I go to the custom here, and the custom rules here, and if I slide over, what I've done here is I've added a rule called OPC UA. I just named it that. I'm using all interfaces. I could also just pick a certain one, but I'll just default. And I opened up port 4840. That will allow my HMI to come in over the cell modem or any of the interfaces. But in this case, I'm going with the cell modem, and I'm allowing that port to be opened to allow the G09 to come in and pull it. If you don't do that, then it's not going to get trusted to come through. So I've opened up just that port. That's the one caveat that is interesting on this. So that's what I got running on the DA70 here. That's the configuration on this particular unit. And if I go over to the G09, so in the G09, under communications, I've chosen a protocol here. I've picked the OPC UA Client, which when you hit the pick button, you can find that here. I'm a client here in this case. And then I get a device in here. I think it usually says Dev1, but I renamed it Wazoo's DA70. I want you to notice that here I have the IP address of the cell modem. So that's key. That's where it goes out to. There's that 4840. And then down here, where I did download, this is what you normally do. You download from that device the OPC UA model. So that gets the tags in here in this particular configuration. Sets up that driver, if you will. And then if I go to data tags on this particular unit, I want you guys to notice that all the tags are mapped to Wazoo's DA70. And you can do that by hitting the pick button, and you'll pick that, and here's where they're mapped to, those particular tags. Each one of those is looking at a different thing. Let me just show you. So if I go here, hit the pull down, you can see Wazoo's DA70 right there, and there's the tags, but I'm not going to map that one. It's already got mapped. So in this case, I got these three that are coming from the DA70, and then also created a resident local seconds to show the seconds of the G09 there. And then on the display page, there's the information. So live data right now is working. Now, one thing I will tell you I'm doing here is on communications on the G09 that's acting as the OPC UA client. Down here, I set the comms delay as 10,000 milliseconds because I'm doing that right now because I have this over a cell modem. So I don't want to hit it as fast as possible and use up bandwidth. And I think OPC UA is not a very efficient protocol. So by doing this, I'm not hitting it as fast and not using up my data plan quite as much. So if I change this, well, before I change it, let me go back to the web page here. So you can see right now, here's the local seconds on the G09 that is acting as the client if you will. Here's the seconds that are coming from the DA70 over here. That shows what's happening there local. So this guy is currently set up for a 10,000 comms delay. So what I find here is that it goes through each tag about every 10 seconds and updates. So if I happen to squeeze one of the thermocouples over here, like this one, you can see I can ramp that temperature up quite a bit. It hasn't updated here yet, but we'll wait a little seconds and we'll see what happens here. So this guy will get updated, then this guy will get updated about every, there it goes. So it'll take about 30 seconds for this guy to come back around and get updated again. This is at 0 that last time. Let's just see what happens here. I'll let go of the thermocouple so this will tone down. And you can see it's taken 30 seconds. So anyway, that's pulling that guy. And if I go back to the DA70 here, or let me go back to this guy and I'll show you here. If I change this to a, say, 1000 milliseconds, make this quick little change to this guy and download to it. So now that I've downloaded to it now, let's let it resource here. We'll see it pull here. And there you can see it's kind of a little bit faster. And then they're going to fill in a lot quicker. And of course, if I squeeze the thermocouple here again, you'll see that this will actually update quicker. Now I'm using more of a bandwidth in this case, updating here. So that's why you'll see it increase faster. And of course, if I left the comms delay at 0, it's pretty much real time, but I think I'm hogging a ton of bandwidth there. So let me go back and put this at, say, 5,000 milliseconds. So I'm not using up my data plan. Yeah. So that is pretty much it. Let me make a change here. Let's say I go over here to the DA70, and let's say I add a new tag here. Let's say I create a new tag, and I'm just going to call this one random. And over here, I'm going to make this just be a random generator, for instance. And we'll just have it create a random number between, say, 0 to, I don't know, 1,000. Why is this pop up? Anyway, so, oh, I must have turned that on. Hold on, team. Turn that balloon help off. All right. So I got a random tag. I'm going to go over here to display pages. I'll put that on here so we can kind of see it. We want to see this guy, so I'll make this the same size as this guy, and then I'll right-click and make it all formatting, same format size. Boom. Okay. Now I want to add that to my OPC UA Server listing. So if I go here to Communications, OPC UA Server, I'm going to go ahead and grab this new random and put it right here. Okay, so that'll put it in that list right there. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Let me go ahead and download this to the DA70 here. There you go. So it's up and running. Just to verify, let's look at our screen. There's the random generator. It's cranking away as quick as possible, generate numbers. That's what we want to see. Now on the G09, though, in order for me to get that in the G09, I've got to re-import the data model from that unit. Now, one thing to keep in mind is I have the cell modem interface here. If I was doing this locally, I'd have the local IP address, but this is the IP address of the cell modem on this particular unit. And if I go down here, I'm going to click this here. It's going to go out and it's going to retrieve it. And let's just call this one something new here. 1. I'm going to give it a little time because it's going over the cell modem to retrieve this. Really? It should have worked. What did it say there? Oh, you know why? I just reset the DA70, so let me make sure that it's up and running. I think it is. It should be working here. Try one more time here. Maybe I'll just overwrite this one. Huh, fascinating. I just did this a second ago and it worked. All right, so since that's not working like that, I'm going to change this IP address to my local number here. Let's see if we can just get it locally here. Huh, that's interesting. Why is it doing that to me? Well, anyway, that's fascinating. Let me go over here. Let me try something here. Okay, so it didn't get it. That's correct. It did not get it there. Okay, that's interesting. 4841. Yeah, it's the local number. Try one more time here. Isn't that interesting? I just did this. Did I miss something up over here on the DA70? No, that should be saved. I'm pretty sure I downloaded it. There, it's updated. I got it on the display page. Okay, so that thing's up and running. It's fascinating. Maybe I'll just move something, make it a change. Okay, nothing's changed there. I just want to double check that it's there. It is. So okay, so go back to here. I got that name in. 222. Yep. Try it one more time here. Huh. That's interesting. I just did this. That's interesting. Let me turn off this debug. Maybe that I was playing with that. Let me turn off the debug here. Let me go back to here. Let's try this. Save it. I can download whatever. That's not going to matter. But all right, let's go down here. Huh. That is fascinating. Let me do this. Let me see something here. Yeah, that's the local IP address I got there. It's interesting. It's fascinating, I say. Anyway, that should have worked. I don't know why it's not working over the cell phone right now, but anyway, I'm puzzled. This video was going to be great, and now it sucks. That's interesting. Oh well. Anyway, that's what I did, and that got it up and running. So the one thing I was going to say here is, well, I did the change of time. So anyway, just a quick video on OPC UA. I would probably do this same procedure as over Modbus instead between two redline devices, or use the C3 link method now. But anyway, this is a quick video showing it on OPC UA. Hey, thanks a lot. Have a great day, folks. See you.